So I know I'm late to the party, but a couple of days ago, my buddy on TikTok, Turtle, asked this question.
Film talkers, how long did it take you to grow your collection, and what tips do you have for a person like me trying to grow mine?
So I told him I'd get back to him, and this is what I'm doing. So without further ado, I'm JT the Talking Head. You are the audience, and these are 6 tips to help new beginner physical media collectors start and grow your collection. So a question that gets asked a lot on social media within our collecting space is, how long have you been a collector for? I have been collecting pretty much all my life. I'm almost 27 years old. I have been buying DVD ever since I can remember. So I will say over half my life. Let's go ahead and just round it up to about 15 years I've been collecting, starting all the way back in the day with the VHS tapes, moving on to DVD, discovering Blu-ray, now getting into 4K, and especially boutique labels. So the first tip that I have for you all is to shop the deals. Make sure that you are not overpaying for what you're getting. You can use sites like Hamilton Book and Groove to oftentimes find really amazing deals on really awesome movies. I'm talking Groove will have 4K sales. Right now they have a 4K sale, or at least last time I looked, it was like 2 4Ks for like $22, which is, and they're not like brand new releases, but they are good releases. So I mean, it's like $11 for a 4K disc. That's pretty awesome if you ask me. I want you guys to realize that you don't have to fall into the trap of believing that Amazon and Best Buy are really your only options when it comes to purchasing physical media. There are other sites out there in video stores across the country. Look up, video stores near me and see if a couple towns over have a video store. I know, for example, in Asheville, North Carolina, there's Orbit DVD. They also sell online. I have bought countless items from Orbit and absolutely love them. Just as recently, I bought this Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas 4K from Arrow from them, and it was here within like 2 days. They're great. I love Orbit. Also, I know that in Knoxville, Tennessee, there is Grindhouse Video. I've never been to Grindhouse Video, but it's on my list of places to go. I hear that they are awesome and that they have their shop setup is really great. And then there's also online retailers like Diabolic DVD that you can get from, and they have pretty good deals. Tip number 2 is to not be afraid of buying used. Just because something's used and just because used has kind of a negative connotation attached to it doesn't mean it's negative to do so. It doesn't mean it's a bad idea. You can often find really amazing deals on used movies. I'm talking about hitting stores like FYE or thrift stores, browsing through their used sections. You can oftentimes find so much gold in a Goodwill or in any other kind of thrift store, Salvation Army, whatever. You can find a lot of really good deals. My thing though, I just don't expect to be finding a lot of 4Ks or a lot of like boutique labels or limited editions or anything like that. Do not be afraid of shopping used. A little add-on to that, pawn shops as well. Hit up your local pawn shops. Most of them have DVDs and Blu-rays spewing out of their nose that they just want to unload on you. So hit those guys up as well. Tip number 3, number trace, is to keep your collection organized. This might not seem like something that's such a big deal if you're just starting out, but trust me, the more you buy, the more likely you are to spend money on things that you don't need by accidentally double dipping, repurchasing films that you've already purchased, not realizing that you have already bought it. Everybody has their own way of organizing their collection. My tip is to kind of put some method into the madness. Also, this is something that has helped me tremendously. Using a cataloging app like Blu-ray.com's app or CLZ Movies, these apps are lifesavers because you can not only make a list of everything you have, but you can organize it and such to down to like what edition you have, if it's widescreen, full screen, if it's from Criterion or Arrow or whatever Lionsgate. You can make a wish list, whichever one you choose to use. I highly recommend using those as a way to keep your collection organized, because at the end of the day, if you don't keep your collection organized, it's just going to be a discombobbled mess, and that's going to be more money that you're paying to buy movies that you already have that you could be buying movies with that you don't have or that you really want. Tip number 4 is one that is often really hard to fight off the urge for, and that's to not bend to peer pressure. YouTubers, TikTokers, Facebook groups, Reddit boards, all of this stuff can be very heavy on the peer pressure. They're full of people that are constantly showing off the newest, greatest releases that are coming out. But the thing that you need to realize is that you need to shop within your budget, and there's no need to break yourself for buying something for your collection. And these YouTubers and stuff, especially the big guys, a lot of the time their collections are getting fueled by studios sending them what are called screener copies of these movies so they can actually talk to you about them. It's a marketing tactic to help the studios get the YouTubers and the TikTokers to sell it to you. There's nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, if some of those studios out there want to hit me up for some screener copies, I'd be more than willing. But yeah, that's one of my biggest tips, is to not get trapped into that peer pressure. Also, realize that there's a lot of people out there that are showing off new releases, but the thing is, there are a lot of different people. Nobody that I know actually buys every new release. They don't actually purchase every new release. Tip number 5 is kind of an addendum onto tip number 4 about bending to peer pressure, and that is the fact that FOMO, fear of missing out, is absolutely real. You can't convince me otherwise. It is factual. FOMO hits us all in the absolute worst times of our financial lives. And you know what? As much as I love a lot of these boutique labels, they know it and they're capitalizing on it. They will release these awesome releases, and then after their first run, their slipcover's gone, or their booklet's gone, or Vinegar Syndrome will do like these great, really awesome, really expensive VSU box sets, and then after they're gone, then you have to wait for the standard edition, and then you've lost out on all the physical goodies and stuff. But the thing that you got to realize, first and foremost, yes, we are collectors. Yes, we like the fancy stuff. Yes, we like box sets and limited editions and all this and that. But in my opinion, what really matters is the movie. And a standard edition disc is going to have the same disc as the limited edition, and you're going to get the same bonus features. You're going to get the same transfer on the disc. You're just going to be missing out on the physical goodies. At the end of the day, it's all physical goodies that you're really missing out on: slipcovers, booklets, box sets, this, that, and the other. So yeah, FOMO, it's real. Be aware of it. It will break your bank account. It will break your spirit. It will break your soul. Last tip I have for you, tip number 6, is to consider curation over collection. This is something that has been being brought up a lot more often lately. I think that it's kind of a common nostalgic dream of everybody who collects physical media, especially movies, to kind of have their own like little personal video store in their basement or their garage or their attic or what have you. And the thing is, a lot of the time it's just not feasible. You really have to be vigilant and understanding of your own means and personal finance to understand what you can get. Because honestly, at the end of the day, would you rather have 5 movies that you don't like or 1 movie that you do like? Now, that's not to say that it's a bad thing to buy a movie blind or to buy a movie that comes highly recommended. Sometimes that's great, especially if you go back to tip 1 and you're shopping the sales. I'm super guilty. July and November, I go into Barnes & Noble and I walk out with a armful of Criterions that I've never seen, never heard of. Most of them are in foreign language, and they end up sitting on the shelf for months and months and months, sometimes years, because I have to be in a specific mood to watch a movie that I have to read subtitles for. That's just how I'm wired. Be sure to think thoroughly about your purchases, about what you're buying, specifically when it comes to building your collection, because that's the thing. Anybody can go and buy a whole bunch of Facebook Marketplace movies, and I'm not trashing the people who do. I know there are several of my friends that do that. That's absolutely fine if that's what you like to do, because that's my last little bonus tip for you. None of these matter. These tips that I'm reading off the screen, my opinion, It doesn't matter. What matters is what's gonna make you happy, what's gonna spike that dopamine in your brain and bring you joy. Don't let TikTok, YouTube, me, r/Criterion, don't let them tell you what you should and shouldn't like. That, to me, is the greatest gift that I can give and bestow upon you when you want to start your own collection, is to collect for you. And there you have it. There's 6-ish tips on how to start or curate a collection for beginner collectors. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave me a like and a comment if you did. Hit that subscribe button. Go over to TikTok, follow me over there. Go over to Termin Turtle on TikTok and follow him because he just hit 1,000 subs. So congratulations to him. And he's a very admirable creator. He does really, really great content. I absolutely, really, really love his content. So yeah, go follow him. You will not be disappointed, and especially because the question that he asked is a great question. It's something that I love talking about. I love spreading the love and positivity and helping new people find what they love and garner their own collections and discover new films and stuff like that. So Termin Turtle, thank you for that question. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.